It's now time for another review from the Armies of the Hobbit for the Middle-earth strategy battle game. Hello and welcome to yet another video here on the YouTube channel SDF Wargaming Studio. My name is Andreas Norwegian Viking and this is my review of the changes in the Armies of the Hobbit for Thorins Company. So of course I started with the evil side and now it's time for the good side as I've finished that part of the book. So of course Thorins Company is first, being the iconic army from most of the Hobbit movies. They can be historically allied with the Army of Lake Town, the Misty Mountains, and are conveniently allied with Fangorn, Thranduil's Halls, Iron Hills, Lothlorien, Radagast's Alliance, Rivendell, Survivors of Lake Town, and the White Council. Their army composition is Thorin Oakenshield, Balin, Dwalin, Kili, Fili, Bifur, Boffer, Bomber, Ori, Nori, Dori, Oin, Gloin, and Bilbo Baggins, and Gandalf the Grey. Of course, these are the normal dwarves and not the champion versions of these models. So it's the plain ones. Thorins Company Warband is always a single warband made up entirely of heroes and can even extend beyond the normal model limits for a warband. The hero with the highest heroic tier is treated by being the warband's captain. So you can of course have all 15 in one single warband. All on ponies! Yes please. I would love to see those models from Forge World. Like, all 15 mounted. Well, you don't really need a new... Well, you do need a new Gandalf model because it has a different staff. But I would love to see a Bilbo on pony as well as all the others on ponies. But I feel like most people would want to have war goats on Dwalin and Fili Kili and Thorin more. Maybe. So the army bonus is I would take each and every one of these dwarves over an army from the Iron Hills, for when I called upon them they answered. Models from this army list may reroll to wound rolls over 1 whilst within 3 inches of Thorin Oakenshield. So speaking of Thorin Oakenshield, he is the same amount of points. You'll see in loads of these reviews that the points values and the stat lines haven't changed that much. Of course, with the Hobbit being the newer of the two releases for this game, you'll see that most of them have been unchanged, but there are some differences. So Thorin is a hero of legend. He has access to heroic strike, strength and challenge. And he has the option for Orcrist, Pony and the Oakenshield, but he has lost his bow option, which he did have, but no model had bow options. So of course that's been taken away, so I feel for those who has converted a bow onto him. But yeah, he doesn't use it in the movie, and I feel like he's more of a combat hero. So yeah, that's by the by. So Thorin is of course the de facto leader of the company, but he has more heroes with him. It's of course a hero based warband. So next up is Kili, the dwarf. So he has gone down by 5 points, and he still has the same stat line. Still has armor, sword and dwarf bow. So he does have a dwarf bow. He's a hero of fortitude. He has heroic accuracy and heroic strike. He does have the option for a pony, and he lost the bodyguard special rule. So he did have bodyguard for Thorin. Still has combat synergy with Fili. Same thing with Fili, no stat line changes, still a hero of fortitude. He's gone down by 5 points yet again, so he's the same amount of points as his brother, and he also lost bodyguard. Balin is also gone down 5 points, so far we've saved 15 points, which is good. Is not changed at all. He is the same stat line, still the same special rule, and it still has a sword mace. He can do heroic resolve and heroic defense. I forgot to say that here Feely can do strike and strength as his heroic actions. And then you have Dwalin, long time favourite. He has not changed at all. He's a hero of valor. He is strength and strike as his heroic actions, but all across the board his stat line is the same and his special rules are the same. For Biffa, he's also gone down by 5 points. He is a hero of fortitude. He only has special strike, heroic strike as his special ability for heroic actions, and the embedded axe blade rule is now the same as in the There and Back Again book for the champion version of him. So instead of this being when he's taken down to 1 wound, he can do a heroic action for free. Now if he wins a fight, he can headbutt, and if he wounds, then he can do a heroic move for free every single turn. So, so yeah, it's kind of different. I like this one better because it doesn't have to be wounded for it. Bofa also did go down 5 points. He is a hero of fortitude, and he has access to heroic resolve, which is pretty good. And that ties in also to his steadfast rule, which have had a wording change. So now, whenever Biffa is targeted by a magical power or special rule, he may try to ignore its effects. Roll a d6 on the score of a 2+. Its effects are ignored. The result may be modified by might. If you wish to try to resist the magical power, you must do so before making both a steadfast roll. So, so this of course ties into heroic resolve, that he, not necessarily that the abilities stack against each other that well, but it does make sense that he has that option. Bomber has not changed that much. He is a hero of fortitude. He can do heroic defense. Yes! Defense Bomber. It's the only heroic action that makes sense for him, really. And also his yeah, lumbering has changed a bit, because previously that covered marches as well, but since March is now a specialist heroic action, he can't do that. And Ori also has no real change, still a hero of, well, he's now a hero of fortitude and heroic accuracy, because also that makes a lot of sense for him to have. Nori has gone down by 5 points, has access to heroic strike. He is a hero of fortitude, and no real change to his rules. Dory the monster has had no change at all. He is a hero of fortitude, and he has heroic strength as a heroic action. Oin has not changed in points, but his staff is now hand and a half, as it can be used both as a two-handed and a one-handed weapon. He's a hero of fortitude and has access to heroic resolve, because he's of course a mystic. And Gloin has had no real change, so he's a hero of fortitude, but he does have access to both heroic strike and heroic strength, in addition to the 3 normal ones. So Gandalf the Grey has been basically made into the old Gandalf the Grey from the Armies of the Lord of the Rings. He does not have option for the cart in this version of the game, so only the option for a horse. He's a hero of legend. He can do heroic resolve, channeling and strike, but I went through Gandalf quite consistently in my Fellowship of the Ring review from a couple of months ago. So if you want to get the full go down on Gandalf, just go and watch that video. For Bilbo Baggins, there has been a change. He's still the same amount of points. He's a hero of fortitude. He can do heroic resolve, strike and defense, so quite a good mixture of abilities there. But he has gained a might point, so it now has 2 might points instead of the 1, and also as Gandalf had in the both versions of him, Sting is not added to his profile, so it was before. So if he's carrying Sting, he is not tossed less of a distance by things that can throw him. Generally, which I feel is very, very fitting, as it were. So that is the full tally of the changes for the Thorins Company in this army book. So I haven't tallied it up, and I'm not too sure about the point changes might be because there are less points than their champions, that if you take all 15 it adds up to 1,000. I'll pause here and then we'll see if that's correct. Alright, so I've checked, and sadly you can include, well, not sadly, but you can include all models of Thorins Company without upgrades for 980 points. So if we take both Sting and the Mithril Coat on Bilbo, and add Orcrist to Thorin, that's smack bang on 1,000. But you can't include the Oakenshield and Sting and the Mithril Coat, because that would be 5 points over. So 5 points. I would give a 5-point discount, to be fair. To be fair, I would. Oh, and it seems like the ponies are only 5 points for every single one of the members. I've totally forgot. I think they were 10 points before. That's interesting. Oh well. I made a mistake. The pony is 5 points, and that's what I thought was the Mithril Coat. He does not get the Mithril Coat until the Battle of the Five Armies, which means, haha, that you do get all members of Thorins Company unmounted with Oakenshield for 1,000 points, smack bang on the dot. That's cool to know. So I'll wrap this video up now, and yeah, we'll come back next time with my Army of Thor review of the differences from the older version. Please join us for that, and until then, I've been Andreas, Norwegian Viking. Please comment, like, share and subscribe, and do consider supporting STF on Patreon using the link in the description below, as it is a fantastic way for you to support our efforts here at the studio. It gives us the monetary means to expand, improve, and give you more cool videos each and every week. So if that's at all interesting, click the link in the description below, but more importantly, support your hobby.